Procrastination, that silent saboteur, keeps us from our true potential. But what if the path to action wasn't about willpower, but about wisdom? What if ancient insights held the key to unlocking our inherent motivation? This journey is about transforming inaction into inspired engagement, using timeless teachings to navigate the complexities of modern life. Prepare to discover unconventional ways to truly get things done. Lesson 1. Forgive your past self. We meticulously craft to-do lists, adding more and more, sometimes feeling defeated before we even begin. The mind becomes cluttered and clarity is lost. Consider a different approach, the anti-to-do list. This powerful tool is not about what you must do, but what you must not do. It is about skillful discernment, identifying the non-essential, the distracting, the time-wasting activities that steal your focus and energy. Many ancient teachings speak of the importance of recognizing the causes of suffering, and often, suffering arises from clinging to things that do not serve our highest purpose. In this context, clinging to unnecessary tasks or distractions is a form of suffering. Begin by identifying 3 to 5 things you regularly do that drain your time or energy without contributing to your true goals. Perhaps it is endless social media scrolling, responding to every notification immediately, attending meetings that lack purpose, or saying yes to every request. Write these down. Now, commit to deliberately not doing them. This practice creates mental space. It is a conscious act of subtraction, not addition. By removing the clutter, the truly important tasks become illuminated. You gain clarity on what genuinely matters. This isn't about laziness. It's about intelligent effort. It's about recognizing that not all activity is productive. When you free yourself from the tyranny of the trivial, you naturally gravitate towards what is meaningful. This disciplined approach to exclusion empowers you. It ensures your energy is directed towards endeavors that truly align with your aspirations, leading to deeper engagement and more profound accomplishments. This subtle yet powerful shift in perspective transforms how you approach your day, making purposeful action not just possible, but inevitable. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with heavy stones. Each stone represents a past mistake, a missed deadline, an unfulfilled promise to yourself. We constantly drag this burden, feeling the weight of what we should have done or could have done. This self-reproach is a silent energy drain. It saps your strength, dims your spirit, and binds you to a past that no longer exists. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the profound truth that the past is immutable. It cannot be changed. Holding on to guilt or regret for past inaction is akin to trying to resculpt sand after the tide has already receded. The moment has gone. What remains is only the present moment, fresh and untouched. To truly move forward, you must first consciously release the grip of past failures. Extend compassion to that former version of yourself. Acknowledge that they did the best they could with the awareness, resources, and emotional state they possessed at that time. Perhaps they were overwhelmed, afraid, or simply lacked the tools you now seek to acquire. Just as you would offer understanding to a friend who stumbled, offer it to yourself. This act of self-forgiveness is not about condoning inaction. It is about liberating yourself from its emotional consequences. It is a radical acceptance of what was, allowing you to fully inhabit what is. When you drop those heavy stones, you instantly feel lighter, freer, and more capable of engaging with the tasks before you. This release creates an opening, a spaciousness within your mind. It allows the energy previously consumed by self-blame to be redirected, flowing into productive effort. Begin each new task, each new day, with a clean slate, understanding that every moment offers a chance for a fresh start, unburdened by yesterday's shadows. This profound inner shift is the bedrock upon which sustained action can truly flourish. Lesson 2. Master the anti-to-do list. Our modern lives are often overflowing with endless tasks. creating a sense of constant overwhelm. Lesson 3. Implement temptation bundling. We often find ourselves caught between what we know we should do and what we genuinely desire to do. The necessary task feels like a chore, while the enjoyable activity beckons with an irresistible pull. This internal conflict is a common source of inaction. However, there is a skillful way to bridge this gap, transforming drudgery into something more appealing. It is called temptation bundling. We dream of a flawless first step, a magnificent opening, a perfectly crafted initial attempt. This quest for perfection, however, often leads to total inaction. It creates a monumental mental barrier, making the task seem insurmountable before it has even begun. The wisdom here is to understand that all things arise, change, and pass away. Nothing is inherently fixed or perfect from its inception. The initial phase of creation is rarely pristine. It is often messy, awkward, and incomplete. The concept of the ugly first draft directly addresses this. It encourages you to simply start, without judgment, without expectation of flawlessness. Give yourself permission to produce something that is intentionally unpolished, unrefined, and perhaps even bad. The goal is not quality at this stage. The goal is momentum. Just put something down. Write a few sentences, sketch a rough outline, make a shaky first call. The beauty of the ugly first draft is that it eliminates the pressure. It removes the paralyzing weight of needing to be perfect. Once something exists, no matter how flawed, it can be improved upon. It becomes a tangible object you can work with, refine, and transform. It is much easier to edit a messy document than to conjure a perfect one from thin air. This approach frees your mind from the grip of perfectionism. It acknowledges that creation is an iterative process, a journey of continuous refinement rather than a single perfect leap. By embracing the initial imperfection, you empower yourself to take that crucial first step, initiating a cycle of progress. It allows you to transform abstract ideas into concrete beginnings, opening the door for genuine progress to unfold. This simple yet profound strategy involves pairing an activity you have to do with an activity you want to do. The wisdom here lies in understanding the nature of desire and how it can be skillfully directed. Instead of battling your urges, you harmonize them. For example, perhaps you dislike doing household chores, but love listening to your favorite podcast. You could decide that you only allow yourself to listen to that podcast while cleaning. Or maybe you procrastinate on exercise, but enjoy watching a particular show. You could commit to only watching that show while on the treadmill. The key is to make the desired activity contingent on the completion of the necessary one. This isn't about tricking yourself. It's about cleverly leveraging your existing motivations. You create a positive association, transforming a dreaded task into the gateway for something pleasurable. This method taps into the natural human tendency to seek gratification. By linking a less appealing task with an immediate reward, you build a powerful positive feedback loop. Over time, the resistance to the necessary task diminishes as it becomes intertwined with something enjoyable. This practice cultivates a deeper understanding of your own patterns, allowing you to design your environment and routines in a way that fosters action and reduces internal friction. It's a gentle yet highly effective way to motivate yourself, making progress feel less like a struggle and more like a natural consequence of pursuing joy. Lesson 4. Embrace the ugly first draft. Many great journeys never begin because we are paralyzed by the fear of imperfection. Lesson 5. Create a pre-commitment trap. Our future selves often face the same temptations and weaknesses that our present selves do. When a difficult task looms, it is easy to succumb to the immediate gratification of distraction or ease. This is where the concept of a pre-commitment trap becomes incredibly powerful. It is not a literal trap, but a clever strategy born from foresight and wisdom. This involves making a decision in the present moment, when your resolve is strong that binds your future self to a desired action. You essentially remove the option of procrastination or avoidance by setting up a framework that makes the desired action the easiest or even the only viable path. For example, if you struggle to wake up early to exercise, you could lay out your workout clothes the night before, making it the first thing you see. If you need to write, you might schedule a meeting with a colleague to review your progress, creating external accountability. Another powerful form of pre-commitment is to remove temptations. If you constantly check social media while working, use an app blocker to restrict access during your work hours. The essence of this strategy is to acknowledge your predictable tendencies and proactively design your environment to support your intentions. It recognizes that relying solely on willpower in the moment of decision is often insufficient. By anticipating potential pitfalls, you can skillfully navigate them before they even arise. This proactive approach transforms abstract intentions into concrete actions. It harnesses the power of your present clarity to guide your future self towards productive behavior. By carefully constructing these traps, you are not limiting your freedom, but rather safeguarding your goals, making it significantly easier to follow through on your commitments and build positive habits with greater ease and consistency. Lesson 6. The 2-minute takedown. Often, tasks feel overwhelming because we perceive them as massive, monolithic entities. Our minds create a mountain out of a molehill, and the sheer perceived size makes us freeze. The weight of the entire project becomes too heavy to lift. A core principle of mindful living is appreciating the power of the present moment and the cumulative effect of small, consistent actions. This is precisely what the 2-minute takedown leverages. The rule is simple. If a task can be done in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. Don't add it to a list, don't defer it, just get it done. This includes things like sending a quick email, washing a single dish, tidying a small area, making a short phone call, or scheduling an appointment. Many tasks that we put off and allow to accumulate actually fall into this category. The power of this strategy lies not just in completing those tiny tasks, but in breaking the psychological barrier of inaction. Each small completion builds momentum. It creates a ripple effect of accomplishment, however minor. When you consistently tackle these small items, you prevent them from snowballing into larger, more daunting projects. Moreover, this practice trains your mind to see tasks differently. It encourages you to break down larger projects into their smallest, most manageable components. Even if a task takes longer than 2 minutes, you can apply the spirit of this rule by committing to just 2 minutes of effort. For instance, if you need to write a report, commit to writing for just 2 minutes. Often, once you start, the initial resistance fades and you find yourself continuing far beyond the initial 2 minutes. This simple principle cultivates a mindset of immediate action and continuous progress, demonstrating that even the smallest effort can lead to profound results over time. Lesson 7. Identify your emotional block. Procrastination is rarely about laziness. More often, it is a symptom of an underlying emotional discomfort. We avoid tasks not because we don't want to do them, but because doing them, or even thinking about doing them, triggers an unpleasant feeling. This could be fear of failure, fear of success, anxiety about judgment, overwhelming uncertainty, boredom, or a sense of inadequacy. We think future me will handle it. But future you is just present you, only a little older and possibly even more overwhelmed. Many profound teachings emphasize the concept of cause and effect and the importance of acting with wisdom and foresight. The future self trick makes this connection tangible. It involves vividly imagining the consequences of your current actions or inactions on your future well-being. Before delaying a task, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes and visualize your future self. See yourself in an hour, a day, a week, or a month, depending on the task's deadline. What will the impact of your procrastination be on that future self? Will they be stressed, scrambling, missing an opportunity, or feeling regret. Allow yourself to truly feel that future discomfort. Then, shift your visualization. Imagine your future self if you were to complete the task now. See them feeling relieved, accomplished, free, and proud. Notice the positive emotions, the expanded possibilities. Allow yourself to truly feel that future ease and success. This practice creates an immediate, visceral connection between your present choices and their future outcomes. It makes the abstract consequences concrete and emotionally relevant. By stepping into the shoes of your future self, you activate a powerful internal motivator. The decision to act now becomes less about forcing yourself and more about an act of kindness towards your future self. You're not just doing it for the task. You're doing it for them, for the person you will become. This foresight transforms abstract goals into deeply personal commitments, making the path of action clear and compelling. Many ancient teachings guide us to look deeply within, to understand the roots of our suffering. Here, the suffering is in action, and its root often lies in an unacknowledged emotion. The key to unlocking this block is to pause and honestly ask yourself, what emotion am I avoiding right now? Instead of immediately distracting yourself or pushing the task away, turn your attention inward. Notice the physical sensations in your body. Is there tension, tightness, a sinking feeling? Identify the specific emotion. Giving it a name can lessen its power. Once you've identified the emotion, the next step is not to fight it, but to acknowledge it with kindness. Say to yourself, I am feeling anxious about this task, and that is okay. Allow the feeling to be present without judgment. Paradoxically, accepting the emotion often diminishes its intensity. When you stop resisting, the energy previously spent on avoidance becomes available for engagement. You might then ask, what is the smallest step I can take even while feeling this emotion? Often, the emotion is strongest before you start. Taking one tiny action can begin to dissipate the fear or anxiety. This mindful inquiry transforms a vague sense of dread into a specific, manageable feeling. By bringing compassionate awareness to your inner landscape, you gain clarity and liberate yourself from the unconscious hold of emotional avoidance, paving the way for empowered and deliberate action. Lesson 8. Employ the future self trick. When we procrastinate, we often do so because our present self seeks immediate comfort or pleasure, pushing the discomfort of the task onto a future version of ourselves. Lesson 9. Strategically procrastinate distractions. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are relentless. Notifications ping, social media beckons, and endless digital content vies for our attention. These interruptions fragment our focus, erode our productivity, and often become the primary reason we delay important tasks. The traditional view of a deadline is a rigid, external constraint, a final barrier. However, an alternative perspective, rooted in the joy of engagement and skillful means, is to transform the deadline into a game. This involves infusing tasks with elements of play, challenge, and reward, making the process itself more enjoyable and motivating. Instead of dreading the approaching deadline, you create a game around it. For instance, assign points to different stages of the task. Give yourself a certain number of points for completing a small section, more points for a larger milestone. Set up a personal reward system based on these points. If you reach a certain score, you earn a desired treat or activity. You can also introduce time-based challenges, like, can I complete this section in 30 minutes? Or, can I beat my previous record for this type of task? The essence is to shift your internal narrative from I have to do this to I get to see if I can achieve this. This reframing taps into our innate human desire for progress, mastery, and healthy competition, even if that competition is just with ourselves. It transforms the feeling of being forced into a sense of voluntary engagement. This approach cultivates a lighter, more positive attitude towards work. It encourages creativity and problem solving, and fosters a sense of personal agency. By playfully transforming your approach to tasks and deadlines, you not only make the process more bearable, but actively enjoyable, cultivating an inner drive that makes getting things done a rewarding experience in itself. The conventional advice is to eliminate distractions entirely, but this can feel unsustainable and lead to a sense of deprivation. A more skillful approach, drawing from the wisdom of mindful discipline, is to strategically procrastinate your distractions. Instead of fighting the urge to check your phone or browse the internet, acknowledge the desire. Then tell yourself, I will do that, but not right now. I will do it at a specific designated time. Set a timer for your work period, say 25 or 50 minutes. During this focused interval, commit to working solely on your task. When the timer goes off, and only then, allow yourself a short, designated period for your desired distraction. This is not about suppressing desires. It's about consciously scheduling them. You are giving yourself permission to engage with distractions, but on your terms, not theirs. This method leverages your brain's anticipation of reward. Knowing that a break is coming and that the distraction will be allowed reduces the immediate craving and impulse to check. It transforms a reactive habit into a deliberate choice. You regain control over your attention rather than letting external stimuli dictate your focus. This practice cultivates inner discipline and strengthens your ability to concentrate. By strategically deferring your distractions, you create dedicated blocks of uninterrupted time for deep work, transforming frantic multitasking into focused, productive engagement, allowing you to accomplish more with greater calm and intention. Lesson 10. Gamify your deadlines. Deadlines often feel like impending doom, sources of pressure and anxiety that can ironically lead to further procrastination.